Hello and welcome to my desk. This is the Dragonbane Bestiary, the monster book. In this Game Master's perspective, I will tell you who I think this book is for, tell you what it's all about, show you some of my highlights, and then tell you what other books I think would work good with this. If you like this video and want to see more content like this, more Dragonbane content, more RPG content in general, like and subscribe to my channel. There's a lot more where this came from. So this is the Dragonbane Monster Manual. After the core books and Monster Manual, the next thing would be the Game Master's Manual, and then we'd have the big 3 core rule books for Dragonbane. As it stands, this is a great addition to the Dragonbane core books, giving you not only more monsters, but more adventure hooks and more playable races for your players. 9 more races to be exact. So this is for everyone who's enjoying the new edition of Dragonbane. It's a must-have. Let's get into the book itself. It's hardcover, stitch-bound, pretty solid print and construction. The artwork you will find in here is not new, not made specifically for this release. This artwork is from an older edition of Drivethroughrpg, but that edition never had an English release. So for us international audiences, this might as well all be new original artwork. And since it's all beautiful, very fantastic and fitting artwork for Dragonbane, I don't mind at all. Now in here you will find a good selection of monsters. Nightkin, Rarekin, Insectoid, Trolls, Giants, Beasts, Undead, and of course dragons and demons. Nightkin is stuff like goblins, hobgoblins, orcs and ogres. And the Nightkin and the Rarekin can be used as playable races. So you will have some tables to roll on for name, and the special ability that only this race, this kin, gets, setting it apart from the other kin. So a very welcome addition. Now overall, the monsters in here are classic fantasy monsters from European fantasy and folklore and mythology. Every monster has 2 pages, illustration, description, your stats and special abilities, the D6 monster attacks. Then you get 1 random encounter that you might just put into your game, and an adventure seed if you want to create an entire adventure around the monsters. So very solid, all that you really need in a monster manual. But I find there's nothing really special to it. Let me give you another example from Freelick, the monster manual from Symbaroum. And they are doing, for their special monsters, 4 pages of illustration and description and adventure seeds. And for someone like me who's already owning a lot of monster manuals and is looking for something new, something that I've never seen before, there's not much in here. These are all the classic and well-loved monsters from the fantasy games of my childhood. And I'm happy to have them in the new edition of Dragonbane, so I might be nitpicking here. This is more something that might be expected in a Monster Manual 2 or something, but it is something that I personally would have loved to see, something new and exciting. Let me give you an example monster. The giant amurbe, where D&D has its gelatinous cubes. Dragonbane and the Dark Eye have the giant amurbe. Amurbe are perfectly eatable as long as you neutralize the corrosive properties of the flesh stuff them with meat, root vegetables or fruit, and you have a delicious, slightly acidic aspect. So you have use for that monster right away. Random encounters. The player character sees something very strange on the road ahead, a hole in the ground filled with murky water, with the rear end of a horse sticking out. It is not moving and there are flies buzzing around its legs. The horse and its rider have been devoured by a giant amoeba that has strayed from its habitat and found a deep pit where it now feeds on unwary travelers and their mounts. Or you have the adventure seat. Castle Rosencrest, the princess and her husband tremble with fear. Their servants are disappearing without a trace, one by one, at an accelerating pace. Soon, no one wants to work at the haunted castle, and the Rosencrests fear that they themselves will vanish before long. The player characters are hired to search the building and find out what is causing these disappearances, and if possible, bring them to an end. The answer to the mystery is that two giant amoeba have entered the castle's dark cellar, from which they hunt its resident at night. But the castle is also haunted by the monster's victims. The ghosts of servants and courtiers who appear threatening, but simply want to show the player characters the way to their murderous lair. So, right away, two ways to place this monster in your adventure. As a random encounter, just something that might happen on the road, and as an entire adventure that you can play in 1 or 2 sessions. And we've got a number of horrible monster attacks, tentacle attacks. The monster forms tentacles that strike at all enemies within 2 meters. The victim suffers D10 bludgeoning damage and risks being exposed to the giant amoeba's corrosive poison. Or how about something more disgusting? Absorption. The monster sends out tentacles towards an opponent, enveloping their body and pulling it into their slimy interior. Once inside the giant amoeba, the victim is immediately exposed to its corrosive poison and suffers D6 damage. Armor is no effect. The victim takes an additional D6 damage per turn, but can continue to attack the amoeba from within. The victim gets out when the amoeba is dead. So, yeah, perfectly usable, beautifully illustrated monster manual for the new Dragonbane RPG. And the only other book you really want to use this with is the Dragonbane core rules, either in its boxed set form or the new hardcover. And at the same time as this came out, this came also out, the Monsters Standee set. So all the monsters you find in the monster manual get a little cardboard miniature that you can put on the standees from the core box, or buy some new standees to put these on your table to have some visual representation of the monster, some miniature. And every monster from the monster manual is in here. But wait, there's more. It also comes with a second battle map. There's one in the boxed set already, but if you got the hardcover edition, you possibly don't have this. So this is a very usable two-sided battle map. All in all, nice addition to the Dragonbane RPG and the Bestiary in particular. That's all I have for today. Thanks for watching. I wish these safe travels, dreamers, until we shall meet again.